Have you ever wondered if the past is really gone, or if the future has already happened? Have you ever stood in silence, watching the seconds tick away on a clock, and thought, what is time really? In this video, we're going to take a deep, unapologetically mind-bending journey into one of the most profound mysteries of human existence. We're going to explore the idea that time might not be what it seems, that your childhood, this present moment, and your death might all coexist in a grand cosmic tapestry. That time might be an illusion, and even more shockingly, that the reality you live in may be just one thread in an infinite multiverse, all happening simultaneously. Grab a drink, turn off distractions, and buckle up, because we're going to tear open the fabric of reality and question everything you thought you knew about time. Let's start where we all are, right here, right now. Human beings perceive time in a linear fashion. From the moment we're born to the moment we die, we see our lives as a story, with a beginning, a middle, and an end. That's how our brains work. Our memories are rooted in the past. Our awareness is anchored in the present. Our hopes and anxieties look toward the future. But this linear experience of time may be a neurological trick, a survival mechanism, not an accurate representation of reality. Studies in neuroscience suggest that our brains create a continuous present by stitching together sensory inputs and memories into a narrative. What we call now is actually a lagged construction of our mind, delayed by milliseconds. We don't perceive the world in real time. We perceive a hallucination that feels real, but is slightly outdated. And what's more, this hallucination is customized. Two people standing side by side can experience time differently. Time, from a psychological perspective, is shockingly subjective. Now let's jump into physics. In 1905, Einstein published his special theory of relativity, and everything changed. According to Einstein, time is not a universal constant. It is relative, elastic, and deeply intertwined with space. In fact, time is the fourth dimension of what we now call spacetime. The faster you move, the slower time passes for you compared to someone at rest. That's not science fiction. That's experimentally confirmed. We've seen this effect in satellites orbiting Earth. GPS systems need to account for both general and special relativity. The satellites experience time slightly faster than people on Earth due to weaker gravity and higher velocity. If we didn't adjust for that, our GPS directions would be off by kilometers every day. That's real-world proof that time behaves differently in different conditions. It's not fixed, it's dynamic. And here's the kicker. Einstein's equations don't distinguish between past, present, and future. The equations work equally well in any direction. That implies that the flow of time is not built into the fabric of the universe. It's something we impose. One of the most radical consequences of relativity is the block universe theory. This idea suggests that all moments in time, past, present, and future, exist simultaneously. Imagine time as a loaf of bread. Each slice represents a moment. From our perspective, we move through the loaf. But in reality, the loaf is already there, complete, immutable. In this model, you never actually lose your childhood or enter the future. Every event in your life already exists in this four-dimensional block of space-time. You are just experiencing one slice at a time. But the other slices haven't disappeared. They're still there. That means your future is as real as your past, and that has massive implications for free will, consciousness, and even death. Let's not get carried away too fast. There is still strong evidence that time is a real feature of the universe. The second law of thermodynamics, for example, gives time a direction. It states that entropy or disorder in a closed system tends to increase over time. You can break an egg, but you can't unbreak it. That one-way arrow is what gives time its apparent forward motion. Additionally, we observe cosmic expansion. The universe is stretching, and that expansion is measurable. The farther away a galaxy is, the faster it seems to be receding. That implies a beginning, the Big Bang, a singular moment in time. From that point, the universe has aged and continues to age. If time were an illusion, how could we observe such a coherent chronological unfolding of the cosmos? Despite all that, many physicists and philosophers argue that time is an emergent phenomenon, a byproduct of deeper, timeless laws. Quantum mechanics doesn't need a flowing time. At the smallest scales, particles exist in probabilistic states, not moving from point A to B, but existing in multiple states simultaneously. And then there's Julian Barbour, a physicist, who argues that time is an illusion. He suggests that the universe is made up of a series of nows, like frames in a film. We perceive motion because our brains compare frames. But in reality, every frame is static. There is no motion, no time, only change. This view is not just poetic, it's mathematical. In many quantum gravity models, time disappears entirely. Equations describing the fundamental structure of reality have no variable for time. That's not a glitch. That's a clue. Maybe time is not a fundamental aspect of the universe, but a useful approximation for beings like us. Now here's where things get wild. If time is an illusion, and all possibilities exist simultaneously, then the idea of a multiverse starts to make more sense. According to the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, every time a quantum event occurs with multiple possible outcomes, all outcomes happen in separate, branching universes. That means there are infinite versions of you, living out every possible timeline. In one universe, you never clicked on this video. In another, you did, and your entire life changed because of it. These timelines aren't unfolding like roads ahead of you. They already exist, side by side, eternally. If time is just a coordinate like space, then moving between these realities might be as natural as walking across a room. Even string theory and cosmic inflation suggest multiverse scenarios. Pocket universes, each with different physical constants and timelines, popping into existence like quantum bubbles. If all these universes coexist, then time becomes a local illusion within each one, a feature, not a fundamental rule. So what are we supposed to do with all this? If time is an illusion, does anything matter? Does free will exist? Are we trapped in a pre-written story? Or, and this is important, does it mean that every moment is sacred? that nothing is ever truly lost? If your childhood still exists in the block universe, it is immortal. If your loved ones who passed away still exist in another frame of time, they are not gone. They are just elsewhere in the loaf. This doesn't have to be disempowering. It can be freeing. Maybe we aren't bound by time, but part of a deeper reality that we are only beginning to glimpse. One where every version of you, every dream, every choice, echoes eternally in the cosmic halls of the multiverse. Time might be real, it might be an illusion, or it might be something else entirely. A placeholder for our incomplete understanding of the universe. What we do know is that our experience of time is deeply personal, and yet fundamentally cosmic. We are stardust that can remember the past and dream of the future. We are time travelers in a universe that might not even recognize time as a real thing. And maybe, just maybe, by understanding time, we can understand ourselves. The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion.